Good morning, Facebook friends. Happy Wednesday. I wanted to share something with you today that I think is really important. But before I dive in, please excuse my slightly nasal soundingness today. I've got a bit of a cold. But I wanted to show up and share something really important with you, which is about how to create your own economy and why you really must look at doing that. So what I mean by creating your own economy, it means putting yourself in a position where you are unaffected by turbulence and situations and happenings out there in the big wide world, that will make you financially bomb-proof, if you like, that put you in a place of stability and freedom. And so what does that look like? What does that look like? That could mean if you have a job, that you have something on the side that gives you extra income to invest your way to financial freedom more quickly. If you have a business, how do you smartly, strategically create income streams which are leveraging not only your knowledge but your time, your connections, and the resources that you have around you, so that again you can put yourself into that space of confidence and freedom as quickly as you can to protect and support yourself and your family and your friends. What that really means is they're being paid for and having income coming in without you being actively presently involved in it. So being paid while you're not at your desk, whilst you're sleeping, or whilst you're traveling, or maybe even while you're not 100% well. And one of the beautiful pieces around this that I particularly want to share is it's about who you become in the process of doing that. Because if you want to achieve that particular status, that particular freedom in your life, it's going to demand something of you that you have not yet done or have not yet created. And I've got some bullet points here. I want to make sure I share them all. Confidence. You have to become more confident to go out there and show up, to go out there and put yourself in situations that might be new, that might be a bit scary, but will actually change your situation in your life. You have to take complete 100% responsibility for what's going on in your life, in your business, so that you can change that without blaming anybody else. But you look at yourself, take complete responsibility, and decide that you are going to make a change that's going to support you. And good morning. Hi, thank you for joining. You build your resilience in the process. You become much more able to withstand circumstances, economic circumstances, personal circumstances. You can handle things much more easily because you're strengthening your resolve and your confidence in the process. You become much more creative because you have to be good at generating ideas and executing those ideas really well, so that you can create results that give you the financial result and the financial foundation, and also create the time for you to execute and implement new things. Your attitude has to change around not doing something to receive or to take, but to actually show up and give to someone before you receive something. So becoming more generous is going to really help you to become known as someone who does good things, who makes a difference, who is a go-to person, because you have that capacity to help and support and be generous. And what you give out comes back to you. It's just a much nicer way of doing business. Being generous, being connected to others. You can't create your own economy, by doing anything in isolation. None of us create anything in isolation. I was at an event at the weekend, and it was, one of the messages that was repeated over and over again. Everything that we create financially will come through the hands of another person. So the better we are at being sociable, about meeting people, developing effective relationships, the more we can actually put ourselves into this place of creating our own economy. So what do you have to do this? If you don't already have a business, what can you do that can take you into a situation where you're not reliant on somebody else giving you a salary or paying you a salary? either you can develop something which might be your own, really heartfelt idea, or you can find something that already exists and partner in an organisation that way. For example, some of you may know I'm a coach, a consultant, a mentor. I love that, but I also have another income stream which comes through partnering with a luxury haircare business. Why did I do that? I did that because first of all, I totally believe in maximising skills and impact. So through that work, I impact more people. I help other people to create their own businesses. I help them to create success. I also help people to become much more confident in what they're doing. I help them show up. I help them get over their own blocks and their own inner barriers. And that personal growth that has to happen for you to build your business is best practiced through speaking to other people. Find a product or something that you love that you can feel very enthusiastic about. For example, I have these, they're patent pending luxury botanical hair care products. They really work, they're lovely. And I provide those because, first of all, I really believe in, looking good and feeling good, but also showing other people what is possible when you are willing to do something a little bit different and develop the personal skills to create the income flow. Because it's just when we share our energy with someone else and our enthusiasm, and we provide a service and a product that helps somebody else, we're creative. We're part of the bigger economy, but we're able to create our own economy. And the more I've been involved in doing this, the more I've really seen and recognized that the more people get involved, we're actually putting money in the pockets of more families. We're putting money in the pockets of more women who really need to be able to make different choices. To be able to make different decisions about how they live their lives, or how they provide for their families, or what they're able to do to educate themselves differently. We're actually truly empowering people more financially by creating more and more micro businesses. That's really what they are, I guess. It's micro businesses of many, many people earning a little bit more. Maybe it's 500 or 1,000 or 2,000 or 5,000 extra a month. And really what we're doing, I guess, is we're taking it out of the pockets of the corporate businesses. Excuse me, I do need to get a tissue. We're taking it out of the pockets of the corporate businesses. I believe they can support themselves. I had a long career in corporate marketing, in the supermarket food industry. I'm very, very aware of the profit margins that go into most products that sit on our shelves. There's at least 50%, maybe in a lot of cases even up to 80% profit margin that goes into the supermarkets and the supply chains. I'm becoming much more fierce about showing women that they can earn some of that for themselves by becoming confident, strong, willing, creative, able to articulate themselves, get out in the big wide world and meet more people and practice these skills, because it truly is about who you become in the process. That when I first heard that line, probably about 6 or 7 years ago, I was, I was thinking, yeah, what does that really mean? What does that really, really mean? And now, subsequently, I'm really able to appreciate what does happen in the process is all of us become really, really fierce for ourselves and our families and our friends and our community, and we become much more confident. You have to build your self-belief, your self-esteem, and let no one sort of knock you down, and you build the courage and the ability to keep going no matter what, because every situation that you encounter is actually serving you in some way. It's teaching you something that's helping you to go back and do it differently again the next time. So if you resonate with what I'm saying and you agree that there are more women, especially, of course men included, but more women especially, who would really benefit from having more confidence and more money and more connections and more time to do things that they love, then let's start this movement of getting more and more women to raise their hands and say, yep, I'm going to do something I haven't done before, and I'm going to figure out how I get past my limiting beliefs or my fears or the blocks or the barriers and things that are coming up that stop me, because that happens for everybody, and help them to actually overcome. I'm personally on a mission to impact 20 women's lives by the end of the year and bring them into my community, to teach them, to show them how to do this, to build their confidence, to help them get clear about what's stopping them, to show them that their fears are not really real, but there's something that they can overcome and they can manage, and they can learn the skills that need to be learned to create success. And I've seen so many other people go through this journey with me. This year, if you look on my page, actually lower down, you'll see Adele. She's fantastic example of someone who was in a corporate job. She still is in a corporate job right now, has a much bigger vision for her life. She wants to be a yoga teacher with her own studio, and really bringing this message of self-care and well-being and fitness and health to more people, but at the time wasn't in a place to leave her job and go and do it. So she's actually working alongside me to learn how to be the person she needs to be by growing her hair care business, and meeting more people, learning how to develop the communication skills, to ask questions, to provide a helpful solution, to sell product that's the right one. And in the process has really transformed herself. So it's magical. I love it. In my role as a coach and a mentor, it's the reason why I do it. If you're watching this and you're thinking, yep, now is the time, I really need to be looking at what's happening in the wider economy. A lot of jobs are going away. A lot of automation is coming in. Even yesterday, being in the supermarket and seeing that, there's probably 10 or 12 till points with one person overseeing them. More of that's going to happen over the coming 5, 10, 20 years. It's not going to stop. So we have to look at what's happening there and decide that we are going to take responsibility and ownership for creating a different way to have an income and a different way to provide service and operate in the world, so that we add value and we also are paid for that. I invite you to connect and ask me privately, if you want to, about what I'm up to and how I'm doing it and why it's working, and why, especially in the UK right now, this is such a hot opportunity. I can't say too much about that right now on Facebook, but it really is a very hot opportunity financially that can help put a foundation under you, your family, your friends. And so, something I thought I would never do, I'm doing it, loving it, and seeing everything from a very different perspective. Have a conversation, come and connect, and I would love to tell you more about it. Whether you do that or not with me, then take the message on board and think about how can you create more financial freedom, more financial stability, more flow into your life by being the person who actually gives more, who goes out there and connects with more people, wants and is driven by making a difference, and is committed to bringing positive change to the world, by what we're doing, one woman at a time, one man at a time, one family at a time. We are all able to make a big difference. So thank you for bearing with me through my rather blocked nose today, but I did think about not doing it, but I thought, no, I really want to share this because I think it's a really important message. So thank you for your patience, and let's talk, have a chat, connect with me, and I will be back, hopefully sounding a bit less nasal, in a couple of days. All right, thank you so much for being here with me. If you could just say live, if you're here live right now, in the comments, that would be great. And if you watch the replay, thank you for coming and watching the replay, and have a great rest of your Wednesday, everyone. Thank you so much, and have fun, and take care of yourself, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.